on Sunday with highs ranging from the mid-80s in the north to lower 90s in the south. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Social media and everything is awesome right now, which they deserve it. But, man, we got 6 more games left. We at the halfway point. It's no different from us coming in at halftime and you're up 3-0 or whatever we were up this past game. Hey guys, the game isn't over. We didn't come here to play a good half. We come here to play a good game. So we didn't start the season to play a good half of the season. We come to play a whole total season. And if we could keep our eyes on that prize and keep the mission being the mission, I think we'll be fine.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, Cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those Hogs!
Hey, welcome into a Football Friday. We're live at the Duran Center in Harrison for the Baxter Health Clinic, where, Tommy, it seems like there's about 50 or so tables surrounding us. We're right when you walk in. So if you want to see me, Tommy, soon to be Phil Elson and Matt Jones, we're right here. And we're happy to talk to you, happy to talk some football. No Hogs this weekend. It's kind of a stress-free weekend. I like these weekends because my blood pressure, even at 29 years old, gets a little higher than it usually does during Saturday nights or whenever Arkansas plays. But just kind of get to relax and take in football this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm looking really forward to just kind of a relaxing weekend and no stress and worry about whether you're going to win or lose. Yeah. But I've got 2 or 3 games earmarked at 2:30. Man, I can tell you Texas OU's kind of the centerpiece of the weekend.
Do you have more desire on the Oregon-Ohio State game or the Alabama-LSU game? I think from our listening standpoint, it's probably 99% LSU and Ole Miss. But I think there's a lot of college football people that are curious what happens in Autzen and the Autzen Zoo on Saturday night. And again, it's Oregon's introduction to the Big Ten. We've talked about Texas and Oklahoma's introductions to the Southeastern Conference. It's the first time they get a big-time game in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, and I still have a hard time watching some of these games and understanding that's a conference game when you look at some of these matchups. But I think there's probably a lot of people that are going to watch Texas OU and say, that's an SEC game. That's still weird for a lot of us. So, yeah, I mean, that's a big matchup. But I think we're starting to see some of these games early in conference play that are, we saw some last week that are starting to have some real bearing on the 12-team playoff. I mean, how many more can Alabama lose? A lot of people have the opinion. I wouldn't argue it. They're not done losing if you lose to Vanderbilt. Is Alabama going to be a playoff team? That's a reasonable question at this point. And how many losses is going to be too many losses in the Big Ten and the SEC? I find some of these games fascinating because once you get to 2, you really have to question, is this team a playoff team?
Yeah, one of the things I had on the rundown this morning was just the overall SEC conference and the setup. And Christian made a good point yesterday when we were talking about maybe the best team in the Southeastern Conference. And him having 3 conference wins. I mean, that's a big deal, especially the way they followed Missouri. They barely beat Arkansas. We know how that game
ended up. A lot of these teams, again, not necessarily where you thought they'd be at the beginning of the season. I'm curious to some teams that started at a lesser point where they end up. Like Tennessee's a lot further down than they expected to be 2 games in after losing to Arkansas. You've got plenty of teams that have already lost one in conference, including the Razorbacks. But this is a big week, particularly for Texas, Oklahoma, LSU, and Ole Miss fans. So we're going to get into it here this morning as we're live at the Baxter Health Clinic.
Darren, so we're at the Baxter Health Fair, and we are looking forward to talking to Tobias and the team here and kind of getting ready. Hey, if you're looking for a place to go watch football this weekend, Sassy's is the spot. They are
now this week.
Yeah, I mean, the patio weather's going to be beautiful. And didn't you say next weekend? Game time temperatures are going to be closer to 70 degrees.
Yeah, 70.
It's going to be awesome. So if you're looking for a place to kind of chill out, relax, do it this weekend at Sassy's. 2 locations in Fayetteville. The original Red House on College. They're also on just off the Wedding Connection on Steamboat Drive. You'll find something great to eat, something cold to drink. Sassy's, eat, drink, and be sassy.
We got to move on to LSU, but I get it, the feeling and that emotional high, but we got to continue to get better and keep the main thing.
Purdy, shoulder shake, throws into traffic, Kittle, touchdown, his second. Judge has it lined up, and the Yankees are on their way to the LCS. The Royals gave them a good battle. All 4 games were close, but the Yankees, who didn't make the postseason last year, a rarity, now advance to the LCS.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
Ruskin was going on an air yesterday. It was either Ruskin or Zach. I think it was Ruskin. He hates Bob Costas.
Bob Costas is well, listen. They don't think Bob Costas is any good. I can't. I'm sorry. Bob Costas doing a baseball game is about. It's not Vin Scully. Not suggesting it's Vin Scully doing a baseball game, but it's right there.
I would rather listen to Phil call a professional baseball
game. Phil would tell you that's crazy.
Well,
Phil's good, but that's Bob Costas.
I think of Bob Costas in the '90s in basketball. I don't think of him as a tradition. Again, I don't. My thoughts a lot of times don't go to baseball or baseball.
Do yourself a favor and listen to Bob Costas call a ball game.
I did. I mean, I listened.
No, like the whole thing. Don't listen to a clip. Listen to the whole game.
No, but like, I mean, last night, it's. I think.
I know you didn't watch that
I think he's better at basketball than he is.
Okay, that's fair, but you're wrong. He is Vin Scully good at baseball.
I'd be curious to see.
You know who Ben Scully is?
Yes. I'd be curious to see what our audience about that. Bart chimes in. He's homering up. He says Phil is awesome. Yes, again, Phil is that. I wonder though. So the Royals lost. The Cardinals didn't make the playoffs. I don't think we have any audience members that are Yankees fans. If we do, you're a bandwagon person. But like, is there a ton of interest right now with the MLB in the playoffs not necessarily having like with the Royals being eliminated? I know the Dodgers are still in. I hope the Padres beat them tonight, hopefully, because you've got that Tigers and Guardians. That's going to go to another game. But I haven't heard a lot of our listeners talking about the playoffs because the regional teams like Atlanta, St. Louis, who didn't make it, Royals just got eliminated. There's just not a lot of fans in our area that are, they have to watch it. I like San Diego because they're entertaining. I like the Padres because of that aspect.
Well, I haven't watched enough, and we've been extremely busy last week. So I've caught bits and pieces, but I have not made it appointment TV and need to do so. But we're just, the playoffs. It's not like the NBA playoffs that stretch out 9 months. Just it seems like, but baseball playoffs are just so much longer than I'm used to. And I know I'm 10 years out of date on that statement, but I just have a hard time getting into a shortened series and really getting, even to the divisional series at this point. So I'll get tuned in a little more in the AL and NLCS series.
Hogwild says Yankee and Mets, another Subway series. Preston Fayetteville, he spells it Bob Costas, like K-O-S-T-I-S. He's too uppity for baseball. He doesn't have enough emotion to it, Tommy. So Preston disagrees with you this morning.
Well, y'all are wrong.
I think of it basketball, but we can move on from that. All right, that is your opening drive this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. Ethan, Emily, their entire team can help you out, whether you're refinancing
doing a mortgage for the first time like I did. Ethan helped me through the entire process and has helped so many others in the River Valley area. So if you're in the market of buying a house, refinancing, or you just have questions, call 479-782-9300 or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
So we are at the Baxter Health Fair. We are in the Durand Center, which is in the Signature Bank building. You can come by and meet all of the great folks that are here from a variety of different healthcare organizations, and they're doing free vital checks and tons of stuff here at the Health Fair and Expo. So great place to get by and just check on things today. So and get your free checkup on all your vital signs while you're here today at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo here in Harrison.
Well, you mentioned us having dinner last night.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Grey's Anatomy came up, and I guess it was because we were going to be here this morning. This is the MASH theme song,
right?
Which I think is the undisputed best medical show of all time.
I would not argue that.
I had jotted
even
down,
though it ended way before you were born. I think you are spot on with your analysis here.
I had a couple of them down. Grey's Anatomy. I know we have a good chunk of ladies listening to the program. I have not met a female friend of mine that doesn't enjoy that program, so I had that down. Mm-hmm. And Meredith Grey.
I don't think it's the medical angle is why the ladies like Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, I had down Scrubs, House. I've enjoyed watching House from time to time. Never watched it all the way through. Private Practice, General Hospital, and Good Doctor.
Oh my God! He left, folks. I mean, and I'm telling you, there's people like me that's getting gray around the temple. Trapper John, M.D. How do you leave Trapper John, M.D.
I don't
off?
know what that is.
No, okay, Google it. Show mid '80s. That was one I kind of grew up on. That was a
ER. About
ER would be another one, yeah.
Add into that.
Trapper John, M.D. It had a really good theme song too.
Was that what the title was called?
Yeah, that was the name of the show. It was about a doctor who lived in one of the theme lines in it. He lived in an RV in the parking lot of the hospital, and it was a good show. Probably didn't last long enough.
What channel did it appear on?
I don't remember. I was a kid, man. That's probably CBS. I don't know.
CBS. Okay. I don't know. Well, Elon apparently has robot bartenders that they introduced at Silicon Valley last night. I wonder if we'll ever get to a day, and I know we have certain robotics and certain technology that helps us in the medical field. I'm wondering that. But, hey, the good thing about these robots, as I was telling you, is you don't have to tip them. They make your beer, they make your drink, and you don't have to tip them, which I know you're not always the biggest fan of tipping on stuff.
No, I don't mind tipping for good service. I've never been a one that would shy away from a tip if I'm getting taken care of. It's when you expect a tip and you didn't do anything.
On like
you walk up to the counter and I order my food and there's a tip jar for and you didn't wait on me. I'm going to come back and pick up my food. Mm-hmm. Should we tip? Or you go through a drive-through. I saw a tip jar at the drive-through. Saw one at the car wash the other day. An automatic car wash.
It was an auto
car wash. Should we be tipping?
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, we've gotten carried away with tipping.
Caleb in Bayfield, the Good Doctor's really good. John says Doogie Howser, MD. Minority from Arkansas, Tommy texted in. Trapper John, MD, is supposed to be Trapper for Mass. So apparently it was an ongoing thing. It was like the follow-up to that. All right, we mentioned the games this weekend. We're going to get into our Fitzman Friday picks coming up in just a bit. I know that Sean and that household was really happy after what happened against Texas A&M this weekend. If you've got some thoughts on some games, you can call or text us here, 877-377-6963. Who is Marcus Welby, MD? That's who Mark in Perry Grove texted in.
Not familiar with that. Not familiar with that. Is the fence man there?
I think he's getting called right now.
Okay. He would know Trapper John. I know he'd know MASH. So bring in one of the old guys so I have some support here.
I was going to say, there's certain things you bring up, you just look at me weird that I don't know.
I'm amazed at some of the things you don't know.
You got to remember, we're 20-some-odd years apart. There's things I say that you look at me
Well, I mean, I wasn't alive when George Washington was president, but I'm aware of it, I wasn't around when John F. Kennedy got shot, but I'm aware of it. There are things that, that
I don't think that we've ever come to a statement or a question about that. I think I know the first president of the United States, and I couldn't tell you what JFK was in terms of order, but I'm aware of. Do you?
I mean, I'm just saying, just because you're young doesn't mean that, certain things that rise to certain levels of cultural knowledge and sports knowledge that, And I wouldn't say Trapper John M.D. rises to that level, so I'll cut you some slack on that. That's probably not one. The fact that you knew, if you didn't know MASH and what that was,
I watched that with my
that would
grandparents.
be out of bounds.
Daddy, Joe, and grandmother back
Well,
then.
you watched replays of it. You watched.
Oh, not a lot. Well,
yeah, you weren't.
How old were you?
God, I was a kid when it went off the air.
It
may still be the largest television audience.
It
it's
still
up
holds
there.
the record.
Yeah,
because we always talk about with the Super Bowl and how many the Super Bowl, and then you see it number one. You look at all these sporting events, and then number one is still MASH at the. I couldn't tell you how many it is. I just know it's always up top. All right, our friend Sean from the Fence Man joins us. Sean, Tommy mentioned the show. What did you say, Trapper John?
Trapper John M.D. Do you remember that show?
Well, it was there was a lot of good old soap operas back in the old days that were fun to watch.
Yeah, it was, so he remembers that.
That was a soap opera?
Well, I wouldn't call it a soap opera. I wouldn't call it a sitcom. It was a TV show. It would fall more into sitcom, I guess, than TV show.
Yeah. I mean, we had Fall Guy, we had MASH, all that fun stuff was great to watch. MacGyver,
back in the
original MacGyver.
MacGyver was good. That was back in the era of Dallas.
Yep.
So was it Knots Landing that came on after Dallas? I'm trying to remember. But
that is a good theme song. We play that from time to time at a rejoin. Well, Sean, we're live here at the Baxter Health Fair in Harrison. I know that we've got some games to pick with you, but before we pick some games, let's go back and listen to how we did last week. Missouri is a visiting underdog. They're a 2.5-point underdog heading to College Station.
I like Gig'em at home, so give me the Aggies.
Yes, sir.
I'll be honest with you guys. It's going to be a little bit rough at my house, but I'm going to go Missouri.
I think Georgia's going to blow the doors off Auburn. Bulldogs are a 24.5-point favorite after losing against Alabama. I get the emotional aspect, but I think they win this game by 4 more touchdowns.
I expect both Alabama and Georgia to have some flatness to their early performance this week. For that reason, I'll take Auburn.
Sean, where are you going on this one? You going Dogs or Tigers?
No, I'm going to go Dogs.
Ole Miss is an 8.5-point favorite as the South Carolina Gamecocks are underdogs at Williams-Brice Stadium. I think Ole Miss beats them by at least 2 touchdowns.
I like Ole Miss as well.
I'm on the same ship and boat with you guys. Ole Miss, I think, is going to take it.
Vanderbilt right now is hosting Alabama. They are 23.5-point underdogs as the home team. Diego Pavia is one of the more unheralded and exciting quarterbacks to watch if you hadn't seen him. I actually like Vanderbilt to cover in this game.
I'll take Vandy.
I think Alabama will win and cover.
Tommy, I'll let you start it off. If Arkansas is a 14.5-point underdog on the Bet Saracen app, what is your selection with Tennessee and Arkansas?
I'm going to go with Tennessee and lay the points.
Oh. Sean, where are we going on this, man?
I'm afraid Tennessee is going to get this one, but I'm going to take the Hogs and the points.
There you go, Sean.
Oh, boy.
All right, those are our Fitzman Friday picks from last week. A lot of angst next.
I think I was.
my name this
I only missed one, and that was the Razorbacks.
The Razorback game. You should have homered up at that point, Sean. How excited?
I'm going to take him this week, though.
I think your wife had me on Facebook, and I'm blanking on her name. How excited was she last week after that drubbing of the Missouri Tigers?
Oh man, I didn't. Because I picked the Tigers over her Aggies. And it's still being talked about today at how I was a fair weather husband. I wasn't a very good fan, so she's excited. So anyway, and it helps. And you guys know, if they did such a good job, maybe our Razorbacks are better than we think. So
both teams won. That's the important thing. The Arkansas Razorbacks won last week, and the Texas A&M Aggies won last week as well. All right, let's go and get to our games that we're picking this week. Again, a good weekend, even though the Hogs aren't playing. We got a good weekend of college football in the Southeastern Conference. Alabama, again, loses last week. They are 21-point favorites at home against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Tommy, did the Gamecocks get blown out 2 weeks in a row?
21 points. That's a lot. We found out. I'll take the Gamecocks in 21.
I think Alabama. I think you might have said it earlier this week. There's no worse time to play Alabama, so I'm going to take the Crimson Tide to.
Where's the game at?
It's in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, give me Alabama. I'm sorry, okay. Alabama.
Sean, what do you think, man? You going Roll Tide, or do you think the Gamecocks at least make it interesting?
No, Alabama. I think whenever they got back home, they got hammered during practice, so they're going to come out with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I would
all three Alabama.
I would agree with you on that. All right, let's go to Dallas, Texas. Oklahoma, 14.5-point underdogs against the Texas Longhorns. They're technically the home team in this one. Guys, I've got Oklahoma covering. I think Texas is ultimately going to win the game, but I've got the Sooners at least covering the 14.5.
I've got OU covering. I got OU winning.
Yes.
Boomer.
Sooner. He's going to choke up over here, Sean.
Oh, you
Sean,
bet
what do you
you.
think,
Boomer
man?
Sooner. Boomer Sooner
All right, we're
all
all
the
through.
way, man. There's no way I
We're
go
all
with
through in
Texas
Oklahoma.
Longhorns.
Woo. All right, let's go to Death Valley. LSU, surprisingly, home underdog, 3.5. I'm taking the Tigers in this one. Ole Miss hadn't won there since 2008, Tommy. I'm taking LSU not only to cover but to win this football
I
game.
want LSU to win and win going away. I'll take LSU to win straight up and the points. We don't want any anxiety from LSU coming to Fayetteville in a week.
John, what do you think, brother?
Same thing. Give me the Tigers. Give me the LSU. They're gonna win. They ain't gonna win by much, but they'll win.
All right, let's step outside the SEC for our last pick. Ohio State traveling to Oregon. Oregon is a 3-point underdog in this one. I've got the Buckeyes going to win, Tommy. I think they cover and they win against Oregon. It's a great game. I think they win by about a touchdown.
Did you say 3 or 3.5?
3.
Ohio State.
All right, Sean, is the visiting team. Did they get it done this weekend in front of the Ducks?
No, man. The Ducks, they got the best uniforms in the whole
they do.
college
There
series.
you go.
Courtesy
Good analysis.
I'm telling
Courtesy
you,
of
plus
Mr.
my
Phil
wife,
Knight.
that's what she loves watching because she don't know what flavor of duck they're going to get this week. So I'm going to go with the Ducks to take it because it's at home.
All right, that's our those are our 4 games of the weekend, Tom.
Yeah. All right, the fence man's the number is the person you call. The number you call 782-3936. Sean, I know that fall weather's setting in. Your crews are looking forward to it. It's a great time to be putting up miles and miles of fence.
Yeah, and with the area that we got growing right now, everybody's moving in for the air base and building new homes. And if you're going to need a fence by the time that construction's done around December, January, come in, see me, talk to me. Let's see about getting you a free quote and get you on the schedule because, when you get a chance to move in, that fence ain't up. Those kids and them dogs are going to be running all over the neighborhood. So,
you know what that means?
It
It means your wife's going to be on your butt. Yeah.
Oh,
means you got to get that wife off your hind end. So.
Do you guys have obligations this weekend? Has y'all's wife said you're doing this with Arkansas not playing?
No.
She
doesn't even
I
know
have
we're
a
not
little
playing,
bit of. Yeah. Well, I'm doing honeydews today for a little Halloween thing we got going on tonight. Tomorrow we got a wedding, and then Sunday I think I get to sleep, maybe. So we'll see.
All right, 782-3936, the fence man. He ain't afraid of no work. Sean, enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good weekend, too.
All right, Sean with the fence man. We're live at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo. We're at the Durand Center in Harrison, so come by and say hello as the Morning Rush and Halftime both will be here today. Hey, if you're looking for a great frozen treat, Andy's Frozen Custards is the place to go. They're on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway. They're on JFK in North Little Rock as well. Get that game day 6-pack, mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors at Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock, Andy's Frozen Custards.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Yeah, I think that's a good take, Ty, and I don't say that often.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Razorbacks have completed the dream
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, let's get in your Hog Update. I know we got football to discuss, but John Calipari was in Little Rock for, I guess, a Catholic high dinner of some sorts. He's, of course, going to be in Hot Springs and Pine Bluff the next couple days, and always having fun, even at Joe Klein's expense.
Joe Klein, who I coached when I was the head coach of the Nets, asked me if I believed in free speech. And I said, I absolutely believe in free speech. And he said, good, you're given one up at the Catholic High School in October.
I'm going to bet he's used that line before.
Yes, I got a kick out of that. But I remember seeing a post about this a month or so ago, and they were kind of keeping it in-house. They're going to have a big speaker, but we heard from Cat last week, hadn't heard from him this week. But a big weekend for Arkansas basketball. Not only did you get the schedule out officially yesterday, but again, they're in Hot Springs tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and then Pine Bluff Sunday at 5. There's going to be a lot of people in Central, South, and East Arkansas that make their way to both facilities, to the Bank of the Ozark, and what's the other facility for Pine Bluff? You're going to have to help me.
Well, it's the Pine Bluff Convention Center. If it's got a corporate sponsor, I'm not aware, but both seat approximately, about the same size, 7,000 people. They fill up both those places? You think there'll be?
You said 6K.
You think they get 6 in each?
I think the
so.
fact that they're doing it on a bye week, Tommy, and it's also on a Sunday. I mean, Barnett was full a couple years ago with Muss when they got the guys back. I think like that. You think about the game in Little Rock and how important it is, especially basketball. I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about basketball. I think that 12 split between. Yeah, I think so.
For practice, I think because the Razorbacks don't ever come to Hot Springs, the Razorbacks don't come to Pine Bluff. They play in Little Rock. They play in Fayetteville. I expect there to be standing room only for those.
And to your point, there's just not a lot of I can tell you a lot of kids and families in the area. They don't get a chance to make it up to Budwalder Arena. One, because there's not tickets available. Two, it's just the cost is so much nowadays.
Yeah.
I think it's like $10-15 if I remember the lowest the GA. So yeah, I would say that is that's probably a likely possibility.
I hope winning doesn't eliminate these kind of events. This is how you get your message out. This is how you get your program out. This is how you get everyone on the bandwagon, even though they don't need to sell tickets. This is a great way to build your support, and I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah. Continuing on your Hog Update, Sam Pittman, I know everyone's wondering, hey, what's the health status heading into next weekend? Here's what he had to say yesterday on Chuck and Bo, or 2 days ago on Chuck and Bo, on your tight end position.
That was probably our biggest concern going into the Tennessee game, that we didn't have, we were using Josh Street, as a tight end who plays tackle for us. But I feel really good about Luke. We still have a few test results to get back for Posca, and Ty Washington should be ready by Monday. So I think that room there will be back to full tilt by Monday.
I thought it was interesting, and he mentioned this, I think, during that conversation, like Josh Street, an offensive lineman, had to suit up at tight end at times because they were just so depleted in that group, in that position.
Yeah, and we're talking about kind of the twin, the two-headed monster you got on offense right now, and including Armstrong. And I made the comment, if you could get Luke Haas back and healthy, that would really be a three-headed monster and a lot of options. And think about the plays that would open up in the playbook, perhaps, if you had all three of those guys in there healthy and ready to go.
That is your Hog Update. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, so earlier in the program, as we're live here at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo in Harrison, we asked the question, hey, what is the best doctor TV show, hospital TV show of all time? I asked this question to our friend David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi. David, what is the best hospital and TV show of all time?
That's hard. Yeah, my wife and I watched a lot of House back when that was on. That's probably my favorite still up to this point. I don't know. That one's hard.
That is a good one. Well, hey, tell us about what's going on, man. I know Mitsubishi's, you've got some good interest rates right now. I know you just got back from Florida. You're ready to get back into work in the month of October.
I'll tell you what, if you ever take a week off and then you come back, you got 2 weeks worth of work waiting on you, man.
Tommy knows. Tommy knows all too well.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
they
we
save it for
we
you.
got great
No one
stuff
does it
going.
for you, David, but they're kind enough to save it for you.
They stack it up. You know, they figure, well, you've got a nice desk sitting there, and that's a pretty good spot to sit some stuff. But yeah, we got some great stuff going on right now, y'all. I mean, we're doing Mitsubishi rolled out some great incentives. They're a little early on what they're calling it. They're calling it year-end sales event. Still a little warm, but whatever. We're doing 0.99% for 60 months on new Mitsubishis with approved credit, so that's awesome. Folks that don't want to do the incentivized rate, they get rebates up to $3,500. You know, that's customer cash. You can use that like down payment assistance or a discount or however you want to use it. So we got a lot of good stuff going there. And then, you know, we're really trying to reload up on that pre-owned inventory, both here and in our Fort Smith store there at Rath Auto Resources. Buying stuff, you know, just individuals bringing the vehicles in. We're giving them great value on that too. So a little bit of something for everybody. Chance to either save if you're trying to buy something new or used, or get best value for your vehicle if you're looking to sell one.
That's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. You can see his dad, Larry, and, of course, you can see David at Rath Mitsubishi, a noted house fan. All right, David, we'll catch up soon, man.
Appreciate you, man.
My dad texted us earlier, Tommy. He said MASH is the best comedy show ever. Marcus Welty, Old Doctor Show in the 70s. Are you familiar with that?
Nope.
And then he said he still watches reruns of MASH.
Yeah.
You think Clay Henry watches MASH still?
I bet Clay watches that on occasion.
Okay.
You know, TV Land. You have to, you know, some of these shows you have to search out
You have
for.
to ask him. We might ask him coming up in a little bit. He is going to join us for just a bit, as is Tobias Pugsley with Baxter Health, as we're live at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo.
This is the Morning Rush.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Take my call. Listen to you guys all the time on my drive.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Postseason is underway, and Jelco Outdoors has all your archery and hunting equipment to help you bag that big buck. Select new compound bows by Bowtech, Elite, and Hoyt. Save $200 off. Beartech crossbow packages, now only $329.99. Save $200 off select Raven crossbows, clothing, boots, tree stands, saddle equipment, feeders, nut grub, and grunt calls. Jelco has it all for you. Good luck and safe hunting. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Cabot Saturday, October 12th through Sunday, October 13th. On Saturday, doors are open from 9 a.m. to 5 and Sunday from 9 to 3. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, and police. Children 16 and under are free. American Patriot Promotions, providing the #1 gun shows in Arkansas. Check us out, AmericanPatriotPromotions.com, for other events and details.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at CartPathSocial.com. CartPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
Well, it seems appropriate, since we're at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo, that we should ask something health-related for today's Morning Rush Daily Question. So I'll ask about Talon Green, who's got a bone bruise. We were told no ligament damage. He's young. That helps a lot. Ty, does he start the game next Saturday against LSU? That's your Morning Rush Daily Question.
You're asking me first?
Yes.
I don't think – I asked the question. I didn't answer the question yesterday. I don't think they're going to beat LSU unless he plays.
I agree with that.
So
I'm not scared of Singleton starting, but I think it
we
does
saw
make
a
things more
backup
difficult.
quarterback 2 years ago, and maybe Malachi's I don't know. I'm going to pull it. I don't know. I know.
Way to
I
take
asked
a
you that-
stand.
That you yesterday. I asked you the same question yesterday. You said I don't know. So I'm just I don't know. Anytime, and this is not a Pittman thing. This is just a coach's thing. I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouth when it comes to injuries. And I have advocated for. I don't care if Jamie asked him this week. The status quo is going to be, we'll have to wait and see. I don't care if his own wife asked him if Talon Green's going to play this week. You hold that to your chest until the opening drive against LSU. If he's out there, great. If not, whatever.
Yep. Tobias is with us. He's with Baxter Health. We're going to talk about the health fair and expo. You think Talon Green is your starting quarterback next week?
You know, I kind of got to go with Ty. I mean, he gives you the best chance to win, bottom line. And just knowing the world-class medical staff and folks that we have in the state of Arkansas, I can guarantee you they got the best of the best on him right now.
Matt
I think
Jones,
they'll have him ready. They'll have to have him ready, guys, if we're going to win.
What do you think?
Matt Jones described it at dinner that when you're a Division I athlete, particularly a quarterback at this level, you've got the platinum insurance card. There is no expense that's too great. If they got to fly in someone with a piece of equipment or fly you somewhere, they'll do whatever they got to do to get you ready. So I've got to believe, since there's no ligament tear, there's no structural damage from the reports that Coach Pittman gave us, And the fact that he had a cheerleader on his back and he was carrying her around in the melee the other night, I'm going to believe he's going to play.
There's some truth to that.
So I'm just going to go with he'll be ready. I mean, we're not going to get any word whether he practiced or not. We're not going to probably get a lot of insight on his activity this past week, these last 4 days, or the upcoming week. But I would expect him to be listed as questionable on Wednesday on the report, and then I think he'll start the game.
Not doubtful, just questionable. Probable.
I think he'll be questionable. He's not going to be out. I can tell you that. He will not be listed.
Questionable? Is he doubtful? Is he probable? What is Taylor Green to be listed at the Wednesday night report?
They're going to go game time decision.
Game time decision.
And it's not. So wait, you're in the health industry. What have you thought about that? We had not 6 weeks. We had 3 weeks of it, I guess. What have you thought about that they're starting to do this?
Honestly, I kind of it gets frustrating because I'm also a sports fan at the end of the day, and it gets they're hiding behind HIPAA. Really, I mean that's because they can do that. Does it give the coaches an edge or not? I mean, I remember back in my playing days, guys, you prepared either way because you never knew, and I just think that you have to do that. And at that level, they're going to be prepared either way.
Yeah. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by our friends at Cart Pass Social, located in Lowell. It's Arkansas's #1 indoor golf destination. Two of my buddies started it less than a couple months ago, and it has been awesome. You can play over 500 courses at their facility at Lowell. Check them out online at cartpasssocial.com. You can also check out their social medias on Instagram and Facebook as well. Bays can have up to 8 people. It's BYOB, parties, football games, whatever. Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, so we are live this morning, the Morning Rush, and then halftime coming up as well. We're at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo. It's at the Durand Center. Technically, things open up at 10 o'clock this morning. A lot of the booths are being set up by the various vendors, but come on down anytime. They'll let you in, and you can get free health screenings. There's educational exhibits. Tobias, if you're just looking for some information or a screening or a checkup today, or a check on your vitals, all of it can be done here today.
It sure can. Yeah, they can come down and see a whole array of those things. And what's really interesting about the vitals over here, that's actually students doing that. And
wow.
Yeah, it kind of gives them an opportunity, and you'll see a lot of that today. We're also doing a teddy bear clinic here today from 1 to 4 p.m. And really, I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's a shortage of healthcare workers across the nation. And if we can get those little guys and little girls interested in medicine, and we do that through a teddy bear. They're going to bring a teddy bear, or they'll adopt one here on site. They'll take it through a whole checkup. They'll give it an X-ray. It's really cute to see, and hopefully it inspires some of them to get into medicine someday.
You guys did this in Mountain Home yesterday. We're in Harrison today. So if you couldn't make it to the one in Baxter County, closer to Baxter, this is a great way to do it. And y'all have clinics throughout the entire region in the listing area of 104.3, where our affiliate here in Harrison.
We do. We're in 12 counties now, and over 60 locations across those counties, and so we're everywhere, I guess, so you could say, in this region, and we're proud to serve it. And so, obviously, being over here in Harrison, being for those people to be able to come closer, just. It's been a real this second year we're doing it, and we're just excited. Hope we have a good turnout. We had about 1,500 or so yesterday over in Baxter County and over at ASU Mountain Home, and it was a good day. We had a lot of positive feedback. Of course, we're giving away free hot dogs today too, so come get a hot dog.
Yeah,
they are all beef, so I know people probably don't think hot dogs are healthy, but
Heck yeah. Hey, who do you think is healthier between us two? Just by looking at us right now, who do you think's healthier?
I mean, I think you beat him in a race, but I think 3 rounds, he might be able to stand up and go toe-to-toe.
No question about that. It wouldn't take 3 rounds, Tobias.
It wouldn't take 3?
It would take 3. He'd be down before then. But he underestimates old man strength. But
I hear about it a lot. I've never actually seen it in action.
You better hope you don't.
Maybe I test that theory someday.
You better hope you don't.
It's more of that refuse to quit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll chew my arm off to not get beat. So I won't stop. So But it is, as we all age, we all get older. I'm nearing the age of 50 now, and I keep getting told by all my friends that are north of 50, things are getting ready to fall apart. Now's a good time to, if you're new to the area and you're seeking, information on a primary care physician or just where to go, this is a great place to find out about a variety of things, and then the vendors and the people y'all work with, like I could go through the room. There's 50 or more vendors here that you can visit with.
Yeah, there's a lot of different vendors, and like you said, everything from primary care. And what's really neat today is all of our specialists that rotate over here. So our heart program, urology, some of those services. We got people here today that can answer those questions. I know, people probably aren't as familiar over this area with Baxter, and so that's what we're here today, just to answer questions. Come and ask. The other thing we hadn't talked about, guys, today. We're going to be giving away a cruise.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can come sign up.
Do we
today.
qualify?
You absolutely can sign
All right.
up. Yes.
Cool.
I think the only person not qualified is myself, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, we're going to be drawing 5-day Carnival cruise out of New Orleans. There's going to be a couple
Awesome.
dates that you can pick. We're going to draw 5 finalists today out of here, and then tonight we'll do that final drawing and put that on social media and stuff. So we're sending somebody on a cruise.
You supply
Awesome.
an extra liver on a trip like that.
Yeah.
I got a hard-hitting question for you. This is from B in Clarksville. He wants to know, 1, have you watched Arrested Development? 2, how often do you get asked about there being money in the banana stand, as with a name like Tobias?
Way more often. So there's only a couple of really famous Tobiases. The other one was the DJ off of Magic Mike. So it's usually a combination of those questions. Yeah.
All right. From now till 4 o'clock today, if you're in Boone County or anywhere nearby, come by and see us. The Durand Center. It's the Signature Bank Tower, right across from, right near, just catty corner to the downtown square. So plenty of free parking. It doesn't cost anything to come in, and you'll have a great time learning more about the healthcare options in our area here today.
Yeah, that's one thing. Everything here today is free. So come check us out. Come ask questions. We'd love to see you.
And get a free hot dog, too.
Right.
And maybe a free cruise. You could do that as well. All right, we'll visit with you again before we go, and I know it's going to be a busy day here. Thanks for having us be a part of it.
We appreciate you guys coming over and bringing ESPN right here to the event.
A lot of fun for us. Baxter Health Fair and Expo, Durand Center, right near downtown Harrison, right across from where we stayed at the Seville last night, which is an awesome place to stay as well. So
y'all are roughing it.
Man, it was nice.
That's first class accommodation.
There you go. So, all right, Tobias, we'll catch up again before we're done.
Thank you.
All right, Tobias with Baxter Health, Tobias Pugsley, and come by and check all this out. I mean, Ty, you're young, you're not 30, you don't think about your cholesterol levels, you don't think about vitals. Vitals to you is enough ice in the cooler, but as you get a little closer to 40, you gotta think about things.
Well,
like
you
that.
said something there. Once it turns 50, I thought once you turn 30, things start going to crap.
No. I've knock on wood, find something to knock on here. It's been a pretty smooth ride so far. I'm afraid I'm saving up all the difficulties for the last 25 years here.
Well, you are active. You rep.
Yes.
You walk.
I do.
We need to get some weights incorporated with.
I do that a little bit. I need to get some weight off is what I need to do. So
I think. When did your metabolism die?
At 8. 8 years old.
You didn't get. I'm not looking forward to that moment. By the way, Clay's text back. He's going to join us. He usually joins us in about 10 minutes. He's going to join us at 10:40 this morning. So if you're itching to hear from Mr. Henry, he will be on with us a little later on in the program. I want to play this clip real quick. Darren McFadden, who we all love and cherish, and I think he's the best player of all time. I don't want to get into the debate today when it comes to Arkansas football, but he was on KABZ, and he had this to say about Braylon Russell, and I want to tie him into a former Arkansas running back.
I would say last week is probably one of the best games he's had this far as a Razorback. He got the chance to get some opportunities to get some carries, and he went out there and showed you what he was recruited for as one of the top running backs in the state. I think he's going to build more confidence as the season goes, and he's going to get better and better. I tell people, for me as a running back anyway, when I was running with confidence, I always tell people I played with confidence, but when you're out there playing and you're really playing with confidence, you feel like you just can't be stopped. And I feel like as a running back, once you build that confidence right there, you just start making unbelievable plays out there. You start doing stuff that you don't even think you could.
So the reason I wanted to play Darren's clip is because Braylon kind of reminds me of Dominique Johnson a little bit. Dominique was not the starter back in 2021. That was Traylon Smith. And as the season progressed, Coach Pittman kept feeding Dominique the ball. Now, Braylon's not by any means going to take over Jaquinta Jackson's starting running back job. But I really do think that based on Pittman's track record, I think that Russell's going to end up being your number 2 running back. He's not going to have a Darren freshman year in 2005 where Darren was like 6 on the depth chart and then all of a sudden was his starter. But I think that Braylon very much could end. He's got over 120 rushing yards right now. I think he can get over 500 by season's end.
Well, if nothing else, you see the future of the position, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you see who could be your bell cow down the road. So I like that. He's an Arkansas kid. And, listen, I hope he turns into being a generational talent. No one were using those descriptions with Darren when he arrived. His stars in the recruiting process grew towards the end. But, Russell's starting to show that, he could be that kind of talent. Let's not put too much on him, but I feel solid about him being number 2, and I feel really solid about him, being the future of that spot down the road. Hey, we're brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Always great brands like Grand Design, Forest River, and Brinkley with a great selection of those. The thing I encourage you to check out at Wheels is every time they sell you a new RV, every new RV they sell comes with a lifetime warranty. So you can always camp with confidence. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV. We're live this morning at the Health Fair and Expo, brought to you by Baxter Health. We're in Harrison at the Durand Center. Come by and say hi. We'll be here for another hour. Then halftime follows us.
Hour number 2 coming up. More to discuss. Football, stress-free weekend. No Hogs playing.
Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
My second up, the game plan that he put together, that was fun to watch.
3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. I'm a patient there, and you can be too. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
The Henry family laid the foundation for sports media in this state, and that foundation still stands strong to this day. The Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders knows a thing or two about a good foundation, and they're proud to sponsor Clay Henry's latest column. Be sure to check out the Parade of Homes happening on October 4th through the 6th and 11th through the 13th from noon to 5 daily. Don't miss Clay's columns every week, only on hitthatline.com. ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we'll see lots of sunshine with highs in the mid-80s and a light south wind. Mostly clear skies tonight, lows fall to the upper 50s. Sunny skies and hot on Saturday, highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Mostly clear tomorrow night, lows in the low to mid-60s. Sunny on Sunday with highs ranging from the mid-80s in the north to lower 90s in the south. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Social media and everything is awesome right now, which they deserve it. But, man, we got 6 more games left. We at the halfway point. It's no different from us coming in at halftime and you're up 3-0 or whatever we were up this past game. Hey, guys, the game isn't over. We didn't come here to play a good half. We come here to play a good game. So we didn't start the season to play a good half of the season. We come to play a whole total season. And if we could keep our eyes on that prize and keep the mission being the mission, I think we'd be fine.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, Cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those home.
Hey, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. We are live at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo here in Harrison. Had a chance to catch up with Tobias earlier with Baxter Health. We're going to have a chance to catch up with Clay Henry coming up at 10:40. He's texted me some stuff about MASH already. Apparently he's got a tie into a family member, so we can ask him about that. The undisputed best medical hospital show is M.A.S.H.
I don't argue that at all. I don't think you should, based on the
feedback that we got, the text we got, and apparently, remind me one more time, Tracker Joe, Tracker Dan.
Trapper John MD. I'm not suggesting it's MASH, but I'm just saying that was another one to add to the list.
Apparently, it stars Pernell Robinson, who also appeared on Bonanza. Tommy, there's another tie-in for you here this morning. That's from Jason in Arkadelphia.
All right, Clay coming up a little bit later on. It will be brought to you by the Greater Fort Smith Home Builders Association and by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. So we will do that a little bit later in the show. We're also brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They're nearby where we're at here in North Central Arkansas. There's 25 locations, and I promise you there's one near you to help you with any financing option that you are looking for, whether it's remodeling your current home, whether it's building your brand new home, whether it's that dream home or second home you've been thinking of. Farm Credit is always there to show you all the options that are available for you. Go to myaglender.com and find a location near you and read about those details. That's myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal housing lender.
So it is nice to have college football on this weekend where we're not stressing out and whatnot. There's going to be some good games this weekend with the Texas Longhorns taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. I'm sure Brian in Ozark is stressing about that upcoming game. That's a game I look forward to each and every year. World's largest cocktail party with Florida and Georgia, even though it might not be a game this year. Texas and Oklahoma, the Iron Bowl, and Michigan, Ohio State are kind of the four rivalries I watch regardless of who's playing in that game. Obviously the teams, but player-wise.
Oh, and, I wouldn't sleep on that Tennessee-Florida game. That series has, had its quirks and turns, so I think Tennessee's probably taking that pretty serious. But a lot of good games this weekend. I love the double bye setup in the schedule. I wish we could find a way to permanently adopt this. It just makes the season longer. It gives us more weekends of football to enjoy. It helps the TV networks spread out some things. The conferences, your workload week to week is not a stress. I think I would be interested to hear what Sam Pittman and his colleagues think about the double bye week. And then, I know if you play the week 0, and there's not always a lot of schools that do that, but it gives you an earlier start. It's a hotter part of the year. I understand a lot of that, but as a fan, more weekends of football, better for me.
Who wouldn't be? I would think the coaches, Tommy, would be in favor of it too. I don't know a coach out there that wouldn't want an extra week of rest for his football team.
But you end up with, when you stretch it out and you spread it out, you also end up with a weekend or two with maybe a little, a little bit lighter on the matchups, a little lackluster, so you got to live through a few of those, but there's always enough to tide you over week to week.
Yeah,
there's always at least one marquee game.
And if you need something to tide you over, you got a couple of things going on. Arkansas and Oklahoma State playing a little fall series. I know they had the fall scrimmage stuff this past weekend, but if you're in Northwest Arkansas, which I know a good chunk of you are, you can take advantage of that. If you're in the Hot Springs Pine Bluff area, the basketball team's going to be in Hot Springs tomorrow at 4 o'clock and then Sunday at 5 in Pine Bluff. So while the football team is not participating in the game this weekend, by the way, soccer team won 4-0 last night against Tennessee, beat Tennessee twice this week. Congrats to the ladies. Tommy, there's still a good chunk of Arkansas sport. Plus the softball team is, I'm forgetting what they called it, but they were doing something too.
Weren't they playing Tennessee? You said soccer team?
Well, and they won already.
Okay.
The softball team.
Oh, softball team. I heard soccer. I'm sorry. See, I need to get my hearing checked while I'm here at the
a
health
lot of
fair. people
started to come in, starting to pile up in here. Apparently, they heard about the all beef free hot dogs that Tobias was talking about earlier.
Yeah. And softball's going to be interesting in this league with OU entering the league.
You got them first or second weekend of March. Yeah. The Sooners will come to Fayetteville, and I can't wait for that. And as we get closer, as we progress in October and get closer to November, high school. We hadn't talked a lot of high school. High school football matches start to heat up a little bit. We talked about Kane Archer and Lance Jackson being in town for that game that last weekend. I think Kane just shared another Arkansas football recruiting graphic that was sent to him. But high school football starting to heat up in the state too. Yeah, conference races are starting to take effect or take shape, and a lot of teams trying to jockey for those playoff spots. So, yeah, we're more than halfway through. I think this is week 7, I believe, for high school football. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 games to go. Yep. All right, so as we sit here on October 11th, and I'll finish the rest of that, Jamie. I got me a nice sugar-free sugar donut over there that apparently is gluten-free too. Texas right now. Is that all you got over there? Yes, the only thing I got over there. Right, for now. I'm good. For now. Texas is the only team that is undefeated in the Southeastern Conference. I said before the season I thought it would be Texas and Georgia and Atlanta for the SEC championship. They'll play next weekend in Austin. That'll be an insane game in terms of atmosphere and everything. But what teams are you, if you had to pick 3 or 4, and it really depends on how many teams you think are going to make the college football playoff. I think it's going to be at least 4. I wouldn't be surprised if there was 5, depending on things in the Big Ten shakeout. Which 4 SEC teams, or 3 in your case, if you think it's 3, do you have going to the college football playoff?
Well,
Do you want me to give me mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss still. I know that didn't look good right now, and even if they drop 2 games, I still think they can then do it. So Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, and then surprisingly, I didn't think I was going to say this, Tennessee still. I think Tennessee beats Alabama in 2 weeks.
How do you not have A&M on that list?
I just don't. I don't anticipate. What did you say yesterday? They don't know how to win championships.
No, they don't.
Field.
But I didn't say they were going to win the championship.
I don't think they're. I don't think even with that schedule, I don't think they're going to get to the playoff. They'll lose to Texas close at the end of the year, and they'll drop
now,
one.
They do have one loss on the season, but none in conference play.
So,
but if they get to the SEC title game, they're in, right? And they're undefeated. They're 3-0 in league play.
In league play, yeah.
In league play, they're undefeated.
Remind us who they have left, and I'll give Christian credit because he was the one that kind of said Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean they were on when we were talking about this yesterday. They were first on my list just because they're at the top of the conference right now. But Mississippi State, did you say that's a win even in Starkville?
Yeah.
That's next weekend following the bye. So Arkansas gets Mississippi State following their game with A&M.
I had them losing to LSU in Texas. Down the stretch.
They got LSU in College Station.
Even in College Station.
I got A&M winning that game. South Carolina on the road.
Texas A&M probably.
Okay,
but hey,
another bye week. Then New Mexico State, Auburn on the Plains.
Gosh, they'll lose to Texas and LSU. And
okay, and then they play Texas at the end. All right.
So that's why. That's why.
Fine. If you feel that way, I mean, I don't think they may lose to Texas and give them one loss, but one loss may still get you in, depending on the tiebreakers. That could still get them in. I think they beat LSU at home.
Any scenario they could get 5. I think 5 teams could get in. Do you think 5 teams could get in?
I don't think the committee will do that. I really don't. All right, we're at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo. We'll tell you more coming up. A good crowd already showing up. Come and see us. We're here till 11. Matt and Phil follow us here after the morning rush. Brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. They're here in Harrison. They're in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Mountain Home as well. If you're looking for a great job with a great company, or, hey, a company that can bring you gravel, sand, topsoil in some areas, APAC can do that for you. They need drivers. They need people in their quarries. They need people that got experience with millings as well. A variety of positions are open now. That's jobs.crh.com. Jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
More of the Morning Rush coming up next.
There's no honest strippers in this world anymore.
I hate strip clubs.
You are our moral compass.
This is the Morning Rush.
I'm in love with a stripper.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Razorback!
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for
question on our hotline. You can jump in with us, 877-377-6963 as we get into our SEC update as we're live at Baxter Health in Harrison at their, Fair and Expo here. I had it down. I'm jumbled this morning. Tommy, does Billy Napier save his job if he beats Tennessee?
Oh, I don't know if that one game will save his job. I mean, he's obviously got his back pressed against the wall, but obviously not going to hurt, is the obvious answer. But, I still wonder about these programs and wanting to fire coaches and how much money's there. I mean, can you afford to pay another buyout and fund NIL and do everything you're wanting to do on your campus that requires money? And, by the way, next year, $21 or $23 million is going to go out in revenue sharing to the players. So
point, yeah.
I think some of these firings slow down and there's a little more patience.
Interesting.
Just because there's not as much money to guarantee. I mean, what's your priority? New coach or having money for NIL? I mean, money's not unlimited. As mom and dad said when you're growing up, I don't have a money tree out back.
Well, we got a chance to see some SEC players last night, including Deebo Samuel, as the San Francisco 49ers defeated the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. Went to bed, it wasn't much of a game, and all of a sudden Brock Purdy is finding Kittle and everyone else in the second half as they go on the road to the other 12th man out west and defeat Seattle. Games this weekend that we've discussed, two big ones, one in Dallas, Texas, featuring the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. Tommy, we're both on Oklahoma to cover. You think they're going to win. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, I just didn't want to pick Texas.
I understand. And then the other one being Ole Miss and LSU. It's not often you see LSU as a home underdog, Tommy, and yet that's where they find themselves.
Yeah. So, interesting game. These big lines. We're seeing these games a lot closer than some of these lines, but I'll be interested to see how that one pans out with Texas.
Yep.
So.
A couple other games this weekend in the Southeastern Conference. They're just kind of mid. You've got Alabama and South Carolina. I don't really care about that. Mississippi State against Georgia. Outside of those two big ones in the Ohio State-Oregon, those are really the three games that the college football fans are keeping an eye on. All right, that is your SEC update, brought to you by our friends at Burton Pools and Spas.
Hey, if you're looking for a hot tub, now's the time. Man, these cool, crisp mornings make you think about getting in a hot tub right now, whether it's for relaxation or for family time. Burton Pools and Spas can put you there with a quality hot spring spa. Right now, hot tubs start at $49.99 during their warehouse sale and warehouse clearance that's going on. Payments as low as $58 a month. So visit Burton Pools and Spas, their hot tub warehouse clearance sale. Springdale, Greenland, and in Fort Smith. They've got plenty in stock with over 100 hot tubs ready to go that can be delivered to your home as soon as this weekend. That's Burton Pools and Spas against Springdale, Greenland, and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com.
Ryan's in Hot Springs. He's phoned us in. Ryan, welcome into the Morning Rush. We're live here this morning.
Hey, buddy. Y'all were talking about who else is going to make the playoffs. How many teams y'all think are making from the SEC for the playoffs?
I think it's at least 4. I think they might get in 5.
What about you, Tommy? I thought you said no to 5. Didn't you say no to 5, Tommy?
I think no to 5. I think the Big Ten and the SEC. First of all, they're trying to get their hands around 4 guaranteed spots for each conference. So that would be 8 of the 12. I think 4 is the number they're thinking. I think 4 is a reasonable number. But the question is, how many 2-loss teams get in?
I think
that's the question right now.
Here's who I think it'll be, Dan. from at least from the SEC, I think it'll be A&M and Missouri. And it's not that I think Missouri's that good. I just think their schedule's that cake. I really do. I looked at their deal. Their only other loss, I think, is maybe Texas. I think if I looked at that schedule right, I just looked at a bunch of schedules. They've got one more hard game. And as much as I think Arkansas can beat them, for whatever reason, we've come up short in Missouri. And I until we do it, I can't pick us to do it. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, it's like the A&M game. Like, you're not going to pick them to win unless they actually do it, which they don't do it. So I get that.
Well, and vice versa. I've got us beating Ole Miss because they've not beat us there since 2008. So until they beat us, I'm picking Arkansas to win that game. And I think
that is a soft program, Ryan. I mean, Ole Miss, it really, it's not only their fan base, but they just can't. They've had a history of not winning. They hadn't won in LSU since 2008 too. Funny enough, Houston Dale was the head coach both those games.
Right. And the other thing too is I've been real voicing this on Twitter too, talking about that fan base. One of the reasons why I believe, previously when they were talking about that, one reason why I thought Kiffin might leave to go to the Florida thing is because of the fan base. Because I remember in 2021. I'm pretty sure was a ranked game that when we were going into that game, he was having to beg people to be there at 11 o'clock for a ranked SEC game at 11 o'clock. He was having to beg
best
folks.
College football game that year.
Right. And I promise you right now, if we were ranked against another ranked team, St. Pittman would not have to beg our fan base to come to a game. I guarantee you that.
No, I would agree with you. And Ryan, think about that Texas game. It's 11 a.m. Pittman's not going to have to beg anyone at the press conference that week to come to that game. Arkansas fans will be there. They'll probably be in their seats by 10:30 that day. Listen, if Napier gets fired, Lane Kiffin's going to Gainesville. I have no doubt in my mind. He will jump ship. I don't care what he said about Oxford. He will be back in the state of Florida as the Florida Gators head football coach.
Think about this too while you're making that comment about the Texas game too. Something that a lot of people are not thinking about this. I don't remember if that's the opening weekend of duck season or not, but that'll be for sure the second week of Modern Gun. And our Kansans do not mess around about their deer hunt. But I'm agreeing with you. They're going to be in the stands for that Texas game. That's probably the one game you'll see our Kansans say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take off a day deer hunting to go watch the Longhorn.
Yep. But
take on Arkansas.
Doesn't Modern Gun start on the second weekend?
It starts on the 9th, and then so what I'm saying is the Texas game is actually it's the second week. It's the second weekend of Modern Gun.
Yeah. It's 16. Yeah, I was just getting my bearings straight on that.
Right.
All right, Ryan, thanks for the call. And you're right. Gun season, when you worked on your food plots, you built your stands at 11 a.m. start. But I think butts will be in seats, particularly if Arkansas beats LSU and Ole Miss. Butts will be in seats.
Help us, City Boy, for a sec. Can't you just go after the game?
No,
night,
deer hunting starts early in the morning. You need to be in your stand before daylight. No,
well,
you go back. You can't go early and then get to the game.
I remember when Traylon Mississippi State game, he had like 2 touchdowns, and then after the game he woke up the next morning at like 3 a.m. and went deer hunting. Arkansas through and through.
Hey, maybe fishing's on your list of weekend things to do. Take the Head and Super Spook Jr. with you. Topwater fishing still working great. You can find the Head and Super Spook Jr. at all your favorite spots, and take it to Beaver, Table Rock, Ouachita. Maybe take it to the river, work some jetties and some laydowns on those lakes as well. The Spook is the original walk the dog lure, and it's been tricking big bass for more than 100 years. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. Also want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. We should have went over and ate at Gaston's last night. Great meal and always a great stay. Got some friends going over there soon. There's still some limited availability for fall fishing, but call and see if your favorite dates are still available. Midweek, there's some openings, but they're filling up fast for the fall at Gaston's right now. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
And we'll see if a recording artist has any interest in Razorback Stadium naming rights here in the next couple months.
George Strait Stadium.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is Landon Jackson, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. And if you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
What's new and what's on sale at Wheeler Power Sports? Many new bikes, quads, and side-by-sides from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Polaris are arriving weekly. New to the dealership, the Polaris Ranger XT 1500, Kawasaki Ridge with a full cabin, HVAC, and the all-new Brute Force 450. Plus, we have rebates and dealer discounts totaling as much as $6,000 off certain side-by-sides. WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Award-winning barbecue is always at the Links at Chaffee Crossing. Whether it's ribs, pork, brisket, or chicken, they can satisfy any appetite. Enjoy daily food and drink specials while you watch the games on one of several TVs. The Links at Chaffee Crossing is here and always ready to serve you the best barbecue in the River Valley. The Links at Chaffee Crossing next to Deer Trails Golf Course. Come see us.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Remember the classic mass
Massey Ferguson tractors straightforward, dependable, tough as nails, and easy to run? It's those classic models that inspired the Massey Ferguson 2600H series, as durable and reliable as the classics, with up to 74 horsepower and more comfort so you can work harder. The Massey Ferguson 2600H series. It's everything you want and need in a tractor. See one at Bush Machine and Tractor Company or visit bushtractor.com to learn more.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Trying to talk to the morning rush, much more important than my real job.
Green's going to keep it. Option left. Gets by a defender at the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Taylor Green from 14 yards out. He just skipped the final 6. He's into the end zone, and we're a PAT away from a tie football game.
Subscribe to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and share.
Hi, back here at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo in Harrison. We're in the Durant Center. Not only are we going to be here, Phil Elson has arrived with his entourage. Him and Matt going to do the show for the next 3 hours here. So we got a double-decker here on ESPN
it's amazing. I mean, we come early, we set up our own stuff. Phil's got a whole crew of people that just set up the lights, set up the equipment. He just slides in. It's amazing.
Phil, where's hair and makeup at? Where's hair and makeup?
It is a glamorous gig being Phil Elson. So come by and see us here at the Durant Center. The Matt Jones will also be making an appearance here in just a little bit as well. Brought to you by River City Coatings. You know, powder coating isn't just a layer of paint. It becomes part of the metal, so it withstands abrasions, chemicals, weathering, all the things that make you have to repaint stuff. I don't like to paint once. I certainly don't want to paint it twice, and River City Coatings can keep you from doing it. They offer not just powder coating. They can also do laser cutting, press brake forming, and welding. So if you need things done and then powder coated, they can do all those things that lead up to it in many cases as well. Call them. They're in Van Buren. River City Coatings, now your one-stop shop for fabricating, forming, welding, and powder coating as well. 479-471-7675. 471-7675. River City Coatings in Van Buren, and online at rivercitycoatings.com.
All right, Clay's going to be along with us in about 10 minutes. We'll ask him some football stuff as well. I do want to discuss John Calipari and the tip-off tour this week, and we'll get to that. But I want everyone to think about this. Arkansas, the next 5 games, you have 4 of them in Fayetteville, right? The final game of the season is at Missouri. You've got LSU next weekend. Then you've got Mississippi State on the road, and then you've got Ole Miss, then Texas, then Louisiana Tech. Tommy, that is a recipe. I know we were complaining and mowing for the first 5 games, playing in 5 different venues, but That 4
You
at
like
home
it now?
and 5.
You liking it now?
Well, you like it because you're 4-2 through 6 games, and you
Mhm.
should be 5-1. I'm not giving them the A&M win. They deserve the one in Stillwater way more. But you're further along than I think a lot of people thought. I'm not going to say they're going to finish out like 9-3 down the stretch, but you're in a good position right now if you're Sam Pittman. Plus, it sounds like that you're going to get some guys back as well, potentially next week, like Jalen Braxton, maybe even Patrick Kudus. From a health standpoint, you're in a good spot, it sounds like, too, with the exception of maybe Taylor Green.
It's kind of like being on a golf course where, like, 3 of the hardest holes on the course are in the first 6, and you're even par after 6 holes.
That's a good way to look at it. Yep.
You know, so you've all the holes that can cause you problems with out of bounds right, and your big slice, that's a problem. Well, you parred that hole.
Slice.
You know, so it feels like you're ahead of schedule. And I think in most people's estimate, you should have won the game at Oklahoma State. We'll keep saying that all the way to the bitter end. But you feel like you're on pace, and now you get, maybe a little tailwind as you go to the second half with all the home games, 4 of the last 6.
One of the questions I had heading into this past Saturday night was, like, how's this football team going to show up at home? Because they didn't show up last year at home. This football team showed up and showed out at home. Now you've got one lesser opponent in the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. But Tommy, there's no, Pittman doesn't have to give much of a motivation speech in these next few games in Fayetteville because you're going to have a ranked LSU team, regardless of what happens against Ole Miss tomorrow night. You'll have a ranked Ole Miss squad and a ranked Texas team all coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
3 ranked teams to close out your season in conference play. I'm not going to say you're going to have the exact same team that showed up against Tennessee, but you're at least positive about that you finally saw a team play good at home for the first time in basically a year and a half.
Well, let's play the what-if game. What if you won them all? I'm not, I don't know that you will, but, we've said before after last week, you feel like you got the ability to play with anyone, including Texas, left on your schedule. Let's just say confidence is high and you move forward and you stay healthy and things fall your way. You're probably a playoff team because you had that one loss in double overtime early. A&M's probably going to be another team in that mix.
Yeah.
Now that's pie in the sky, and I don't know that it's going to play out that way. But what is next is a pretty good January bowl game, and I don't know that Florida with the storms in Milton this week and everything that's happened, maybe Florida's not the place to go, but you're going to be on a much higher bowl tier than maybe people were hoping to be 6-6.
From an improvement standpoint, we saw it particularly at one position group in the last game. I think you know kind of what you have defensively. You've got a top 6 SEC defense. Offensive line still has some question marks, but your head football coach liked what he saw last week.
A lot of our problems were mental more than physical, and so I think we honed in on exactly what Tennessee was going to try to do to us, and basically that's exactly what they did. They really didn't have a lot of new wrinkles for us. So, I remember saying it several times, Bo, on the headset, we're protecting him. We're doing a great job protection. We're doing a great job protection, and I'd go down to the O-line and just continue to praise their effort and what they were doing, and we didn't make the mental mistakes that we had made earlier.
So I wonder about what I saw. And again, they gave up 1 sack where Talon got sacked and then another where Malachi got sacked. But 2 sacks against that defense, you take it. Kind of like the 4-2 record, you take it against that defense. If we do see not even like a massive improvement, but minimal to okay improvement, if your defense is even just stays the same, I know the level of competition's going up, but
why can't they be better, though?
Defensively?
Yeah.
Because the opponents they play offensively are better than what they played in the first 6 games. When you're going up against
just played Tennessee, the best offense in the country.
Yes,
shut them down.
As a
I
whole,
don't know that they get better.
That was a one game. It was 1-9. I don't think we can expect what they saw on that. Do you think you're going to see that type of defense the rest of the way when you play the likes of? I'm not going to say they're going to be bad, but this idea that
tell me why they can't. I'm not saying they
injuries,
will.
Schemes,
haven't happened
people
yet.
figuring them out. Yeah, I'm not expecting what they did against Tennessee on Saturday. I don't think anyone is. I think that is a way too lofty of a goal of expectation if you think you're going to be allowing 14 points against teams the rest of the way.
No, you need help from some other teams, but I don't expect the defense to take a step backwards. Injuries may happen, but you deal with it.
I just think my thing is, like, you've gotten lucky on the defensive side with the exception of Jalen Braxton. Like, your interior and linebackers haven't. Have you heard about an injury with any of those guys?
No, linebackers have been a lot better than you expected.
I'm knocking on wood. Your back end's taking some beating here and there with Braxton being out, Mitchell being out, Clark being out. But
I'm not ready to say you're going to play a lot better teams. I mean, A&M and Tennessee are pretty darn good.
I'm saying from an offensive standpoint. Tennessee's the exception to the rule. You didn't play a lot of capable offense outside of Tennessee the first 6
games. I do think A&M's better offensively now than they were when Arkansas faced them. But
you played the backup quarterback, and you still lost.
Yeah. Hey, brought to you by TGI Fridays here on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They have an incredible lineup of great meal deals. Crispy chicken fingers, only $9.99, and that comes with fries and coleslaw. The whiskey glazed chicken slammers. These are a delicious treat on a Friday, just $10.99, or the buffalo chicken slammers, $10.99. And again, that comes with fries and a side and drink as well. And they got grilled salmon for $15.99, the Big Friday ribs for $14.99. And again, all served with a side and a fountain drink as well. Don't forget about happy hour, 3 to 6 and 9 to close every weekday. Karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Mondays all day for 50-cent wings. TGI Fridays, 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
So we'll come back to football with Clay, but basketball-wise, you've got baseball this weekend. Basketball, though, has been something as the weekend's kind of worn on that more people are discussing, with Cal being in both Hot Springs and Pine Bluff. Hot Springs tomorrow at 4, Pine Bluff tomorrow at 5. You asked the question earlier in the first hour, hey, are there going to be 6,000 plus each in both arenas this weekend? I think yes. I think people are excited about this team. You don't really know any of them outside of Trevor Brazil. Like, you played against a couple of guys, but you're not familiar with them, and this would be a good way to kind of familiarize yourself with this team. Here's what Cal had to say yesterday about this tip-off tour.
I think you cheat the position when you're coaching in a state like this, at a university like Arkansas, if you don't reach out. And it's about bringing people in, and sometimes you got to go to them. Can't always expect them to come back. So this is a great opportunity. Spent time in Little Rock, had my team when I was at Memphis. We came in here and played. This is a neat event that we're a part of.
So there's plenty of places they're going. They're going to New York. They're going to Miami. They're going to Fort Worth. You've got Kansas coming up in about a week and a half or so. But I say a week and a half, 2 weeks actually from today. There's a lot of opportunity to watch this team. Tommy, can't watch this game on television or anything. It's not on the radio either. But you do have some setup. And by the way, the Kansas exhibition game is going to be on the SEC network. That was released with the schedule yesterday. Hopefully that doesn't get changed. But there's a lot of opportunity to watch this basketball team, even really before the real season begins.
Yeah, and I really, I think there's going to be a big crowd at both Hot Springs and Pine Bluff. And I think the further you get from Fayetteville, oftentimes people will make a point to show up when the Razorbacks are in town. That's one of the reasons they do the road tour. And I think people still want to see, is John Calipari really our coach? You know, they want to see him out there, because I think for some of us, it still hasn't set in that, you know, that guy that was at Kentucky, he really is our head coach now. I still don't think it's completely set in on people that that's what's going on.
I had a listener point this out to me yesterday, because I don't think Arkansas's home schedule is that great, to be honest. I'm excited for Alabama, who I think is going to be the best team in basketball in the SEC, coming in here on Saturday, February the 8th. When I say schedule, I'm not talking about who they play this season. I'm talking about home and Bud Walton Arena. I think it's just okay. But you do have a stretch where you play, listen to this, Tommy, you get the Georgia Bulldogs on a Wednesday night. Then you get Oklahoma on Saturday. Then you travel to Rupp. You got 2 straight home games before you get the Kentucky game. Then you got 2 home games on top of that. We talked about this before. You stack home games this year.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't been typical, but since they moved 2 teams in with Texas and Oklahoma, you're seeing that a little bit more this year. So there's some good stretches on this basketball schedule that I think people are excited about.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I understand the opponent aspect of that, but people are going to be excited about seeing the Razorbacks. I don't think it's going to matter so much who they play, because I think the talent's been on the floor. I think people are going to show up to see the Razorbacks.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you've got four games at home, basically 4 or 5 at home, and then you have Kentucky sandwiched in between.
Right.
That's more what I was pointing to.
Well, I mean, I get that, but sometimes you have schedules that you're not excited about the opponent. I don't know that the opponent's going to matter as much this year as we've seen in the past. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, Cal's got a good team. Again, a lot of people were after John L. Davis, Jonas Adu, Tennessee. That's going to be a really interesting return to Knoxville when the first game of the SEC season is not only on the road, but Adu's got to go up against his former team, his former coach, and Rick Barnes. We're a while off, but Tommy, really, basketball season gets going this weekend with the two red-white scrimmages. And I'm curious, again, the feedback. Neither of us are going to be there for either game, but kind of the feedback that we get from not just our listeners in the area, but also people that are going to be down there covering the team, who looks good, who's doing what, from the early outset of what we get to watch.
Well, it's a great team. They've spent a ton of money on NIL. They've spent more money on this basketball team than they have the football team. So that gives you an idea of the support it's getting, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I understand their practices have been challenging, that physically they're banged up a little bit. They're going to be okay, but it's not been an easy preseason for this basketball team in getting ready.
All right, we're live here at the Baxter Health Fair and Expo in Harrison. Really appreciate Tobias and his entire team having us out here. Is Clay text you? Is Clay going to come on with us?
Well, I'm just waiting on him. He's doing an interview right now, and he'll be here in just a minute. Clay's appearance on the Morning Rush brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission and the Greater Fort Smith Home Builders Association. This weekend's a big weekend for the Home Builders Association. The Parade of Homes is winding up. It'll be running through this Sunday, the 13th. Their final big weekend. 44 homes in the Parade of Homes. We open noon to 5 daily, so don't miss out on this year's stunning homes featuring all the new designs and cutting-edge craftsmanship. That's the Parade of Homes this weekend with the Fort Smith Home Builders Association.
So the Kansas City Chiefs are on a bye, but
How about them Cowboys?
the Dallas Cowboys are playing this week. And, Christian, how do you feel about the Detroit Razorbacks traveling down to Jerry World to take on your Dallas Cowboys?
Man, I think it's going to be a tough task, a tough game for the Cowboys. They're going to have to bring it on offense, and their defense is still banged up. And I don't know if Michael Parsons is going to be able to go, or Lawrence. I don't think either of them are going to be able to go. So it's going to take another incredible effort to slow down that Detroit Lions offense, and you just got to hope that you can score enough points, man. I think they were pretty fortunate to get that win at Pittsburgh. I don't know that they haven't been great at home either this year, so I don't feel too great about it. No.
Well, interesting storyline. I don't know if you guys have caught this. Former Razorback Frank Ragnow apparently reportedly punched Dan Campbell to prove he was healthy to play this week against the Wall, which is which I thought was funny. I haven't read the full story, but you've got Ragnow, you've got Skipper, and you've also got Jake Bates, who I just picked up in fantasy this week after the San Francisco kicker got pulled. So a lot of Razorbacks in attendance. I'm sure that Jerry Jones will talk to them at some point. But how about that from Ragnow? Just Coach, I'm ready. Oh, Frank, you're not ready to go. Coach, I'm ready. And then just doing that to do about it.
I guess think that. I mean, that's just a different world. I think most places you'd be fired. Down in NFL, you're not going to get fired. But I'll be interested if there's more to that story when it all unfolds.
I think he's ultimately gonna play this week, but we'll have to wait and see if it ends up taking place. Christian, good luck to your Dallas Cowboys this weekend. It is kind of a bummer that Kansas City is not playing. I've enjoyed watching them thus far, even though I'm not a Chiefs fan, like what I saw from Jordan Love and the Packers the other day. All right, so television screen tomorrow night. Are you doubling up, or are you just having it on Ole Miss and LSU? You've got Oregon and Ohio State at the exact same time on NBC. Are you just watching the Ole Miss and LSU game tomorrow night?
No, I'll watch them both. But my interest is with LSU and Ole Miss.
You can play both of those opponents down the stretch. That defense, I don't know what the deal is with LSU having back-to-back years of bad defense. Their defense is not good this year either. And I think Kelly made an offseason move with their defensive coordinator. It was Matt House. I'm forgetting who it is now. But they're still not good. So that's going to be an area that you should be able to score on these guys next week. Taylor Green's status still up in the air. We heard from Sam Pittman discuss that a little bit. Not going to give much on that. I wouldn't think even next week you're probably going to see him listed as questionable in the SEC report. But I think a lot of and I know we're about a week and a couple days, or a week and a day away from that game, but I think a lot of next week's success is totally on whether Taylor Green plays or not, Tommy.
Well, I mean, most teams aren't getting better when they're starting quarterbacks out, and I don't think no disrespect to Malachi Singleton, and I think 2 weeks to get him ready. He'll grow as a quarterback even if he doesn't start and play a lot because he's going to get those reps and that preparation. But, there's a reason Taylor Green's the starter, and I'm of the belief it'll be very difficult to win if you don't have Green available. But I'm also of the belief they've got all the medical resources to get him available with something that there's no structural tear, with no ligaments involved, a bone bruise. I think they can get him ready to play based on what those that have been through it and doctors have told me. With everything they got available, I think 2 weeks, hopefully he's ready to go. Hopefully he can practice by midweek. That's really got to be what happens.
Hopefully your running game's going regardless if Taylor or Malachi Singleton is suiting up at quarterback. And Coach Pittman gave some good things to say about Braylon Russell after the game. He also talked about Rodney Hill and Rashad Dominion, two other guys that factor in that position.
Yeah, MCL. Rodney, we expect to be back by Monday, probably not this week, by Monday. And R-Dub had a couple of nice runs and a pass catch out of the backfield. He's been practicing well. He was hurt. His time was cut because he had been injured. The week before his suspension, he had a really good practice week. And then coming back off of that, he's had a really good practice week. So it's good to see him out there. And if he'll continue, and he'll continue to have good practice, he'll continue to see the field more.
So the tight end group is probably the one that has been the most banged up offensively, but that running back room too, with a couple guys being nicked up like Rodney Hill and Rashad Dominion. I mean, this is a weekend of ice baths, a weekend of saunas, a weekend of stretching, a weekend of going to the doctor, and it's just a weekend Arkansas needed headed into this next game after Tennessee. Because while that 100%. Game was fun, that was a physical football game on Saturday. I mean, how many guys went down during the course of that game? More on Tennessee, but that was a physical football game you played on Saturday night.
May have to catch up with Clay on Monday again. Clay with us on the Morning Rush, brought to you by the Fort Smith Home Builders Association. We mentioned that they've got their parade of homes this weekend. For maps and sponsors, check out Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders online at fortsmithhomebuilders.com. Also brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. When you renew your hunting license in Arkansas, you renew much more than the hunt. You renew traditions. Hunting license season is wide open, and so don't put it off. Today's the day to pull the trigger on the most essential part of the hunt. Renew your hunting license at huntnatural.com.
Well, Clay actually just hopped on with us. Clay, what are you doing this weekend? I know we got college football in front of us. What's on the docket for
I'm going to
Mr.
watch
Henry?
football. I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to Colorado next week, so this is pack your bag weekend. And I got my smoker geared up. I've got a brisket from Allen Grocery that they got me fixed up. I'm gonna smoke that tomorrow, and we're gonna have a big time. Have brisket, watch OU Texas, and then Ole Miss.
What's your feel, Clay? What's your feeling
LSU?
on that game? What's your feeling on Oklahoma and Texas?
Well, I mean, Texas is better, and I just don't know that Oklahoma can score enough points. They'll slow down Texas's offense a little bit, but I think Texas got a lot of weapons. They're good at wide receiver. But that game is different, and you can always get some wild turnovers and some emotion. The players get so keyed up, they don't play at their best. And you have to. Eddie Sutton always called it, reach the magic level. Not too high, not too low, but you need to have some, have your stinger. But if you go past it, sometimes you're just not executing. You're not hitting your technique. You're trying to overpower the guy in front of you. You don't block the right guy, and all at once just things don't go. Quarterback he's reading his keys too fast. He's too hyped up. Wide receivers not running their routes with precision because they're too excited. It's that you have to play within yourself. And it's like Sutton said, you have to be at that magic level, not above it, not below it.
Clay, what about the Magnolia Bowl? Ole Miss, LSU, two opponents that Arkansas will play. One will have two losses, potentially out of the college football playoff, depending on how things shake out. LSU's defense just hasn't found it this year, similar to last year. What happens in Baton Rouge tomorrow night?
That's another unique game in the atmosphere night in Death Valley. You never know. LSU might play above what they their talent says. I'm pulling for LSU. First of all, I don't like Ole Miss. I guess I dislike Ole Miss more than I dislike LSU, and I would like LSU to be coming off of a victory, sitting high and pretty.
Same here.
But I think it's a good spot for Arkansas, and the open date came at the right time. But yeah, I'm interested to watch that game. I've got a backdoor neighbor that they're LSU fans. That he used to work in security at Tiger Stadium. He's a retired police officer, so we'll probably talk about that game a little bit in the next 24 hours. And but yeah, it's so I'm pulling for LSU to be flying high when they come to Fayetteville.
It's a weird how college football can make strange bedfellows in who we're rooting for this weekend. OU and LSU.
How about the LSU guys, Tommy, at Hot Springs Village earlier this week? They've, I guess, lived there for a while, but you got plenty of Tigers. You got some Tigers that are living stateside here in the natural state that took in that golf.
Well, a lot came up and moved this direction after Katrina and found that, hey, this is a pretty good place to live and never went back. So
yeah, but how about pulling for Oklahoma?
No, it's sickening.
That's hard to do.
That's what I'm going to do. It is hard for me to do.
Yeah,
hard for me to do.
Me too. Yeah.
But we'll do it this weekend because I just think it's interesting to see who's going to get their second loss and how things are going to turn out for the college football playoff in that regard.
The end justifies the means in the case of that. Well, Clay, thanks for jumping on. I know you had plenty of stuff to do today, and we'll chat a little bit next week prior to Arkansas and LSU.
Yep. Yeah, it's good to hear y'all's voice. Y'all glad when Boone County's treating y'all okay today?
Oh yeah,
wonderful.
No question,
yeah.
No question.
Okay.
All we really appreciate.
You guys
Baxter
have been
Health.
over here. Yeah. Thank you all for having me.
You got it, Clay. We really appreciate Baxter Health having us at their Fair and Expo here in Harrison. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, live here next.
The Lotto jackpot is now more than $3 million. Why should you care? Because this $3 million plus prize can only be won in Arkansas.